future, 2030, the huge metropolis of Lania, in which 15 million people live. Once upon a time, people lived in the villages around the city, but gradually they started to move to Lania, as the president began to slyly lure people with a huge amount of advertising promoting relocation to the city. After a global resettlement of people, the city was covered with a huge dome, where weather was always comfortable for people under it. But the government had total control over people, regulating the supply and availability of oxygen in Lania. A huge amount of electricity was spent on maintaining life under a dome, and more of it was needed in the process of resettling people. The gates of the dome could only be opened for important people and for very good reasons. It is ruled by a president dictator who wants to totally control everything in a city and earn a lot of money. The villages around Lania, where people used to live happily, were deserted. In the village closest to the city, only one girl remained to live, Beatrice. She loved nature, watched birds, grew food, looked after her house and lived happily. The city was out of power all night.
Mistake on mistake. I don't see nothing.
Parmesan. Lemon juice. That will make the dressing citrusy.
The thing was that the amount of energy consumed by the artificial climate reached its limit, and the power supply system could not stand it and burn out. People absolutely could not stay to live in a city. The next morning, newspapers, hand-printed by journalists, came out with front-page information about the emergency.
What is happening?
What is happening? Why are people dying? Are we out of electricity? We demand an explanation.
Meanwhile, accidents began happening in the city. People fainting from lack of oxygen, panic and crowds caused deaths. In addition to the fact that the electricity in the houses did not work, the oxygen under the dome began to run out. People needed to escape, and they decided to run back to the villages around the city. Panic broke out in the city. The gate was blocked by the director of IT company Nigel, who was not even suspected of anything. He was an ordinary resident of the city. Valeria was very kind, and he was sorry to leave the cat without food and care in the devastated city.
You don't. You live in Lania, but you don't know what is it. I think about. I know. People don't have oxygen and it's bad. It's very bad. know you think only about fish, milk, and to drink. Oh. Why? I speak with cat. Am I stupid? Why? What do you want? Why you chase me?
Valery found the cat, and the cat told him everything, as he turned out to be an accidental witness to Nadia's conspiracy.
You only speak meow, I don't understand you. You cat. I'm Homo sapiens. You like fish, meat, milk. I like everything.
Hello, Mom. How are you doing? Yeah, Mom, I know. But don't worry, because I closed all the gates in city. Because if I will open it, people will pay me money and will be rich, very rich. What is it? What, Mom? Mommy?
Math teacher Emma was actually a superhero, but no one knew about it.
I think it's time to save the city.
In the evenings, she did parkour on the tallest buildings in the city. She realized that she could open the locks of the dome from the outside by climbing higher and making her way into a fire hall at a height of 20 meters from the ground. The teacher opened all the locks. Since the mechanism of the dome was broken, there was a malfunction and explosion occurred in one place of the dome.
I repeat, leave the metropolis. Oxygen is getting less and leave the metropolis.
Nigel, furious at what was happening, lost his mind and fled into the woods with his gang. Crowds of people from the city rushed to the villages. Fresh air, green windows, trees. Everything will be fine, but people did not know how to get their own food. They did not know where and how potatoes grew, what chickens looked like. They bought all this in stores, ready-made. The trees watched people look for potatoes in the trees, get scared of birds, try to eat rocks. Poor people, how far from nature they are, how city life has swallowed them up. But a third of the people survived, and slowly but surely learned how to live in freedom. Beatrice was anonymously elected president of a village. What happened to a tyrant president of Lania? He was so greedy and covetous that he refused to leave the de-energized city covered with fragments of a dome. So he died in hunger and wealth in his White House, counting banknotes that no one needed and waiting bars of gold that no one needed now.